Did you know that the widely administered Covishield vaccine has recently been linked to rare but severe side effects? Imagine getting vaccinated and then facing unexpected health issues. This has been a reality for some after receiving the AstraZeneca COVID vaccine. What happens when a vaccine meant to protect us ends up in court? How does a vaccine developed in record time face international scrutiny over safety? While vaccines are a crucial tool in fighting pandemics, they come with their own set of challenges and risks. Let's break down the complex case of Covishield and its rare side effects. Join us for an in-depth analysis in our full podcast here.
Welcome to Chai and Chat, where there is always a story to tell.
I am sure many of you are aware that after the arrival of the coronavirus, the majority of the vaccines provided in India was Covishield. You may remember that it was produced by the Serum Institute of India. However, the formula was actually developed jointly by AstraZeneca and Oxford University. Around 2021, I remember that many countries had banned Covishield, and I will discuss this further in the video. But here is the startling news. AstraZeneca has admitted that its COVID vaccine can lead to rare side effects. This issue was taken to the UK High Court, and that's where this information is coming from. You can see this news that AstraZeneca acknowledges its COVID vaccine can lead to rare blood clot side effects. We will delve into the details in this video to understand exactly what happened in the UK, what petitions were filed, and we will also discuss the rare side effects mentioned, primarily thrombosis with Thrombocytopenia Syndrome or TTS. I will explain what TTS is in more detail. There is a lot to know, so let's move forward. Let's first see exactly what has happened. As I was saying, that this pharmaceutical giant AstraZeneca has for the first time accepted that their COVID vaccine could cause TTS. It's rare but possible. Now, why does this matter so much? You need to understand that during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, medical science was urgently busy trying to develop a vaccine. It was necessary because of how rapidly the virus was spreading and causing deaths. Usually, vaccines take at least 5 to 15 years to develop because of the extensive testing required to understand their effects. However, deaths were occurring worldwide, so it was crucial to introduce a vaccine quickly. Many precautions that should have been taken probably weren't, and the scientific community was continuously warning that many necessary safety guidelines were being overlooked. Now, you might say these apprehensions are resurfacing because AstraZeneca has acknowledged that its vaccine can cause TTS. This is significant because it's not just any company admitting this, it's a vaccine giant. Also, it's important to understand the specifics of thrombosis with Thrombocytopenia Syndrome or TTS. This condition is typically linked to adenovirus vector vaccines like Covishield. The adenovirus used in these vaccines usually carries the spike protein from the coronavirus, which doesn't actually harm the body but prompts an immune response as if the virus were present. This primes the body to defend against actual COVID-19 infection. Such vaccines are known for their practical storage and distribution benefits, particularly in countries with limited resources, as they don't require the ultra-cold storage that some other vaccines do. Now, regarding the side effects, the rare condition TTS involves blood clotting at various locations in the body, which can be serious. For example, if clotting occurs in the brain, it can obstruct blood flow, potentially leading to a stroke. Similarly, if clotting happens in other parts of the body, it can lead to issues like heart attacks. Additionally, a drop in platelet levels, which are crucial for clotting, can occur. The combination of thrombosis or clotting and thrombocytopenia or low platelet count is what gives TTS its name. Common symptoms of TTS include severe headache, chest pain, blurred vision, difficulty in speaking, shortness of breath, etc. It's also worth mentioning that despite the serious nature of these potential side effects, they are considered extremely rare. The benefits of vaccination, protection against COVID-19, which itself can cause severe health issues and death, generally far outweigh the risks of rare side effects like TTS. This perspective has been endorsed by various health organizations, including the World Health Organization, which continue to recommend the vaccine even as some countries opted to pause or limit its use due to safety concerns. Interestingly, let's address the broader context of vaccine hesitancy that might arise from such news. It's crucial for public health messaging to balance the disclosure of potential risks with the significant benefits of vaccination. Transparent communication can help maintain public trust in vaccines. Finally, let's talk about the legal aspect and public reaction. There have been lawsuits filed against AstraZeneca related to these side effects, which show the legal complexities surrounding vaccine administration during a global health crisis. As these cases progress, they will likely provide more insights into the responsibilities of pharmaceutical companies and regulators during such urgent public health responses. The first case against AstraZeneca was lodged by Jamie Scott, father of two, who was 44 when he received the vaccine. 10 days after the jab, Scott complained of tiredness and started vomiting. Soon after, his speech got impaired, and he had to be taken to the hospital, where physicians diagnosed him with a suspected case of vaccine-induced immune thrombocytopenia and thrombosis, or VTT. He survived the ordeal but was left with a permanent brain injury. Alongside Scott, 51 cases have been lodged against the company, with victims and grieving relatives seeking damages estimated to be worth up to £100 million, or $125.36 million. Lawyers for the victims argue that the AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine is defective and that its efficacy has been vastly overstated. AstraZeneca has strongly denied these claims. Amid reports of adverse effects, including blood clots due to the vaccine, several countries suspended the COVID-19 vaccine's use. In March 2021, Austria suspended the use of one batch after two people developed blood clots after the vaccine jab, and one of them died. Over time, dozens of nations, many of them in Europe, suspended the use of AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine. This includes Denmark, Ireland, Thailand, the Netherlands, Norway, Iceland, Congo, Bulgaria, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Canada, Sweden, Latvia, Slovenia, Australia, Indonesia, and Malaysia. While cases of adverse events following COVID-19 immunization were reported in India after the vaccine rollout, there was no confirmed link between the adverse event and vaccinations. The Indian government conducted an in-depth analysis of adverse events after alerts were raised in some countries on post-vaccination embolic and thrombotic events, particularly with the AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine, and found that the risk rate was very low. Adverse event following immunization data in India showed that there is a very minuscule but definitive risk of thromboembolic events. The reporting rate of these events in India is around 0.61 per million doses, which is much lower than the 4 cases per million reported by the UK's regulator, the Medical and Health Regulatory Authority, or MHRA. Germany has reported 10 events per million doses. In conclusion, the acknowledgement by AstraZeneca that its COVID-19 vaccine, Covishield, can lead to rare but serious side effects such as thrombosis with Thrombocytopenia Syndrome, or TTS, has significant implications for public health, legal, and pharmaceutical realms. The development of the vaccine during the urgent circumstances of the COVID-19 pandemic saw accelerated timelines that typically span over a decade being condensed into a year, raising concerns about the thoroughness of safety protocols. Despite these concerns, the benefits of the vaccine in combating COVID-19, a disease with its own severe health implications, generally outweigh the risks of these rare side effects. Health organizations like the World Health Organization continue to endorse the vaccine, highlighting the rarity of TTS and the importance of vaccination in managing the pandemic. However, the occurrence of such side effects has led to vaccine hesitancy, lawsuits, and a need for transparent communication to maintain public trust in vaccination programs. Legal challenges and claims against AstraZeneca underline the complex balance between rapid vaccine development and ensuring public safety, with ongoing cases likely to shed further light on these issues. With that, we come to the end of today's podcast. If you like the information provided in this podcast and want to hear to such informative podcasts in future, please consider subscribing to our channel.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.